you guys some fire. I was literally staying up all night. I changed all this stuff, rewired it, put it in differently, turned it around backwards because I wanted to make it perfect as I possibly can so that way it delivers and smacks for all of you guys. So the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about, it's week 2. And well, what is week 2, Jesse? Week 2 is literally prospecting, right? Master the art of overcoming rejection and prospecting. So make sure you guys write that down in your notes. And for everybody that I haven't, I know a lot of you guys have joined me through ETA on this call. If you haven't already, make sure you get a pen, a piece of paper, and just name it Elliott Training. There you go. Hey, James already knows he's a seasoned vet. This ain't his first rodeo, baby. All right. So now that you guys have got all of that down, that is beautiful. Again, week 2 is mastering the art of overcoming rejection and prospecting. Who all on the call has ever been rejected during a sale or something? Every single body. Hey, it's part of it. It's part of it. But a lot of people, they get poopy pants when they get rejection. They get their feelings hurt. But rejection doesn't mean no forever. It just means no for right now. So we're going to jump right into it. I'm so glad that you guys are all here. So number 1, this is what I want you to write down. It's going to be mindset, right? Well, Jesse, we talked about mindset last week. We're going to talk about it every week because that's the most important thing for everybody to learn as the foundation. So right beside mindset, I want you to write down beating the fear of rejection. Beating the fear of rejection. So guys, this is how rejection works. So rejection can either break you or become the greatest fuel to all of you guys' success. It all depends on your mindset. Let's get real. Rejection hurts, whether it's in sales, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a personal goal. Rejection stirs up doubt, stirs up insecurity. But here's the truth, guys. It's not rejection itself that defines you. Hear me out. It's not rejection itself that defines you. It's how you respond to it. What happens when you get rejected? What happens when you have a deal and you feel like it's all the way up, the ball's almost to the end zone down the field, and then they turn around and leave? What happens then? I'm going to go into this. This is something that I would write down. The psychology behind rejection. There's psychology to all this stuff. Yes, Jesse, I've been the hard-nosed charger, just getting there and figure it out. But your boy's been doing some deep diving. Your boy's been studying about this thing that's 6 inches between our ears, okay? It's called our brain. Because I'm just wanting to crack the code. I just want to see. Like, my personal goal right now is how fast can I get somebody to change? How fast can I get somebody from where they're at to where they're trying to go? So there's these things in our head, bro. I don't even know like the words. Sometimes I can't even say it, spell it, or even comprehend it. But I'm really starting to understand it. So the psychology behind rejection. Listen, rejection triggers the brain's pain centers, which is similar to like, physical injury. So like if you smash your finger, you break your arm, the brain gets triggered as if like you hurt yourself. So it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good, David. It doesn't feel good, Taylor. So guess what? Your instinct might be to avoid that pain, in the future. It might be to avoid that. So what happens when you start to train your brain to avoid pain? Guess what happens? You start to pull back. You start to settle for less. You get that first no and you're like, uh-oh, I'm gone. Because our brain is trained to keep us out of danger and save us. It's not like it was back in the day where we were running from saber-toothed tigers and all that crazy stuff. It ain't like that no more. Now we got Wally World and all these stores and all this garbage. We've been civilized. We've become civilized. So, leading you to like, when you get that strike, when you get that rejection, it's normal for us human beings to pull back, settle for less, and the most biggest one to me is second guess ourselves. I know all of you guys there's been some point in life, whether it's you, Austin, in the military, James in the car business for 27,000 years, we started to we started to second guess ourselves. Is this the right vehicle for me? Is this the right vehicle? Am I doing the right thing? Am I a bad person? We get all this garbage that's inside of our head, and 99% of the time it's not true. It's not true, guys. It's just how this is how our brain's working, how it's adapted over all these years. So we're going to get into some things so that way we can push through that. And it's always going to be there, just letting you guys know. Self-doubt, all that stuff, it's always going to be there, but you can limit it. You could be like, it's where, you know how like if a duck, they have like that, the feathers, if the water hits its back, it like rolls off. You could train yourself to where it's just like water rolling off the duck's back. It hits it and it just slides right off. For people down in the South, you know what I'm talking about. Come on. I love this. I love this. So listen, this fear of rejection, it often feeds negative talk. So when we get rejected, and maybe we get rejected back to back, we're on phone calls, we're crushing it, we've had 2 people back out, we're just like, dang man, what's going on? What's going on? Why is this happening to me? Well, the fear of rejection, it also feeds negative talk. So all those self-limiting beliefs, I'm not worth it, I'm not good enough, all this crap that's in everybody's head, no matter if you're from the ground floor or if you're all the way at the top. It's going to creep in. It's going to be there. Here's the deal. Reinforcing the belief that you're not enough puts you in a bad state. When you reinforce the belief in your head of that negative self-talk, man, I am not enough. I'm not worth it, man. I don't know what's going on. Boom, it's over with. You're literally just shutting the curtains. You're closing the show. It's over with. You've blown up. Your engine's on the track. You're driving it. You've blown up. You can't have that happen. But here's the shift, guys. Here's the shift. And this is what I want you to write down. The shift is you have the power to control the story that you tell yourself. You have the power to control the story that you tell yourself. So, when the rejection comes, it's not going your way. That negative self-doubt, guys, it comes in me, it comes in every single person. But who's adapted? Who's adapted to when there's a higher power voice, that's a boss voice, and then there's the other, it's a little baby voice. You got your boss voice and you got your baby voice. Your baby voice is always going to be there. It's always going to be there. But you can limit it. And you limit it by when it starts to speak up, you say, no. That doesn't work. That doesn't work with me anymore. That doesn't work. So, we limit it. We don't allow that to come through. And like I was saying, you have the power to control the story that you tell yourself. Well, that story is irrelevant. We don't listen to that anymore. I appreciate the fire comments. Let's go. I freaking love this. You know, you guys know I like coming out of the gate swinging. Same thing when I'm boxing. I just like getting in there and getting straight to it. Ain't nothing but to do it, baby. So, this is so good. And there's something else, you know, Andy puts this plainly for, I know all of you have been listening, 90% of you on the call, Taylor, Chandler, Jason, James, Jay, like you've heard Andy a while, but Andy puts it plainly, like you've got to build inner strength so that what you say about yourself is louder than the outside noises, the rejections, and most importantly, other people's freaking opinions. You've got to build that strength internally. And it all starts with our mind. Build that strength internally. It starts with our mind. And once you internalize rejection, you end up living in a mental prison. Free on the outside, but trapped by fear and self-doubt on the inside. You may meet these people, they have a bunch of charisma, they sound good, they're bad, they're crushing it, but they're shackled in their own brains. You guys that know David Goggins, they're shackled in their own minds. They're not doing the work. They're saying stuff that they're not doing, just to make themselves feel better. And over time, that cages people's brain, and it puts them in a prison. It literally puts them in a prison and that they can't escape because they've lied and they've masked themselves. One thing that I've learned from meeting these gurus and people that's on social media, like the influencers, bro, like they're lost. they're lost in all of us on this call right now. They've got all this glam and glamour, but they was chasing that high of the likes and the people reaching out and doing all this stuff. They're just flowing with this dopamine, but it's not real because they're not doing the things that they're telling you guys. They're not living up to the standard. Like they're in a prison. So if anybody on the call right now is like, maybe you're trying to put up a front with somebody that you're not, don't worry about it, dude. Just be you. I promise you, man. If you put out the right frequencies, the stuff that's on your heart, just being real, the people that you need, want, and like will attract to you from what you're putting out. But here, think about this. Manifestation is very real. Conor McGregor, Andy Elliott, all this stuff that they say out of their mouth, they speak it into existence. Imagine if you was somebody that was fake and you was saying all this stuff and you was literally in that prison that I was talking about. What are you going to attract to you? You're going to attract other garbage. You're going to attract other fake stuff. You're going to attract things in your life that's not going to make you a better person.